Beautiful people online. My name is Bryson Bates. I am a producer. I'm an audio engineer. Those can be two very different things. Mixing, mastering. I sing and play several instruments. I do rap. You'll never hear me call it rap though. It's more like poetry in motion, with motion, flowetry. Not sure what else you would call it. I do that so then a label really doesn't get put on me because I don't consider myself a rapper. I am a music minister. Done many different things in that area. I've done worship music, but I've also done non-worship music. I like neo-soul, I love jazz, I like experimental. I prefer very eclectic sounds when someone has taken their influences and combined them into one. I think it's iconic, and I think it's a good use of what you've grown up with and what you're familiar with and making it into something new. But essentially what I'm doing here is the music thing. You know, every artist now has to make content. Artist, producer has to make content, has to make a narrative, whatever that looks like. I've been bad at that. I've slowly been learning how to do that. One of my favorite things to do is create a world, is create a story, because that's what I grew up with. I grew up being a story writer. Almost released a book, but it's evolved from there into telling stories through music. And one thing I've always envisioned myself doing was releasing big projects to an audience and releasing it in a way where you give pieces of the puzzle of a bigger picture and people can put it together. And it still is one of my goals, but I think what I like to do in the moment is put in the legwork to get there. Everybody's going the single route, and I don't think it's a bad idea at all, because consistency is key in most cases, or maybe all cases. I'm still at that point where I'm figuring that out or learning as I go. But essentially what I want to do with this channel, with any platform I release on, is to build a crowd, to find people who love this stuff, who love the eclectic, who love stories, who love, I don't want to put that on me, but like Christian music that doesn't sound like Christian music. To all my friends and Christian viewers, I don't mean it in that way. I always will make music that's grounded in the place where God found me, that's grounded in Jesus in that way. But one of my biggest issues growing up and just watching that world, watching the music world, the Christian creative world, one of my issues was the copy and paste, was the cookie cutter. There's nothing wrong with simplicity. There's nothing wrong with a pad and an acoustic guitar and praising your heart out. I think my issue lies with those who are filtering themselves, whether it's, but it may be your thing. I'm not judging that. I think in my eyes, as someone who grew up with a range of influences, who grew up being an underdog, loving the underdogs, the people who weren't scared to venture out, who really wrote their heart, really poured their heart into tracks, becoming things that didn't fit that cookie cutter. I fell in love with that. And to me, it felt way more authentic. It felt like true worship. I I have plenty. There's a lot of examples I could think of when it comes to that. To people who do that, um, King's Kaleidoscope for one, and it's often people who get a lot of flack or are overlooked because of particular things. Is every single person who doesn't fit the mold, are they doing, are they doing things for publicity? Not always, but sometimes they do. I feel like it's a very gray area because we're humans. Humans want to put in black and white, but sometimes it's a whole lot of gray area. I feel like there is black and white when it comes to God. Things are either... What's a good word? I'm sure y'all have better words than I do. But working with black and white, it's very truthful. But I think when it comes to the human condition, the essence of who we are, there's a lot of gray area. And in this case, there's a lot of gray area with indie artists, with major label artists, with people being authentic. There's so many variables that can be a part of that journey. So I guess really what I want to start here is my journey. I'm tippy-toeing. I got a toe in a community of creative indies. That's such a funny word. Don't think about it too hard. I'm in a beautiful community of people who, not all of them, not every one of them is looking to start a new genre. Not every one of them is wanting to be eclectic. Some of them do fit the cookie cutter, and that's not a bad thing. I think they make beautiful music. I think they make music that reflects the beauty and the eloquence of Jesus. Because we like to filter, just because the mention of the name Jesus, just because specific buzzwords are heard, people automatically think of specific genres, of specific sounds, not realizing that worship is a rainbow. Multicolors, like there's so many styles, there's so many... It's like cultures. What makes cultures beautiful is how varied they are, how different they are. And getting to experience something new. Getting to experience something new doesn't make it bad. A lot of people are scared of new, are scared of different, and are quick to label it demonic, are quick to label it outlandish. There's probably a multitude of buzzwords you can fit in there. I just know in my area that there tends to be more people who think that way. My style particularly is a blend of neo soul, funk. There's been math rock. There's been G-funk. Like, I love to put things together. I like to try new arrangements and sounds, and it's not everyone's cup of tea. And I can't be upset that it's not. So the point of me starting this, of trying to make more content, of trying to put myself out there more, is to start helping create a space for things like this. I feel like it's necessary. I feel like getting to express the abstractness of my brain, the way I think and approach things. I think meshing that with concepts and imagery that God has put in my heart is my way of worshiping, of showing a genuine, authentic worship. And all the colors and shades and variety that comes with that. So I'm Bryson Bates. I do a number of things, and I want to build up something that I can release art, to release genuine art that anybody can approach it and walk away with different things. You know, whether it's a piece of another puzzle of a story being told, or whether it's just seeing the beauty of being a creative created by the ultimate creator, you know. So we're gonna see what happens. Time to break the glass. If you ain't heard me once, time to break the glass. Time to move. Peace out.